shoes and food.
My father was the first person I heard say, son, don't make a major out of a minor and a minor out of a major. At the time, I probably wasn't even paying attention to my dad. I just remembered him saying that because when you're younger, you don't have an appreciation for having an incredible man in your life to be a mentor, to be a leader. He served as priest, protector, provider, and professor, a teacher, showing me so many things, giving me so many jewels, but I was oblivious to the reality that having a good father in your home was a rarity in our neighborhood. I just thought that was a normality. So a lot of times when he would say things to me, I wasn't really paying attention, and he knew I wasn't, but it was getting down in my spirit. And I specifically remember him telling me in the car one day, son, don't make a major out of a minor and a minor out of a major. I now know that that simply meant don't make a big deal out of small things and don't behave passively over things that really deserve a great amount of attention and seriousness. To this day, that rings in my heart, in my decision making. Am I about to put way more energy, emphasis, and time towards something that really doesn't require that much? And am I being passive about things that really do need my attention in a very aggressive way? I'll give you an example. I think a lot of times we're so concerned about the opinions of strangers that we will place a great deal of focus on our attire, how we look, how we present ourselves on social media, how we present ourselves in a church setting, or maybe you go to the club and you want everybody to see how beautiful you are. And so we'll spend money on an outfit. We'll spend money on physical altering surgeries just so people will look at us and think that we are aesthetically attractive. Yet we don't drink water. We don't drink water because you know what? I'm not focused on drinking water. I just need people to think that I look good. Well, the truth is, physically, you look amazing, but your organs are dying because they need to be hydrated. Water is major. Makeup is minor. We are so concerned about the opinions of people on social media sites in the comments section that we'll argue with strangers who have absolutely no connection to our purpose, our assignment, and the fulfillment of life. We waste time in our day trying to appease the aggression and contention of an individual we have no idea who they are. They may not even be the person that's on the other side of that picture. I mean, obviously, for those who for years thought they were talking to me and they were talking to some 12-year-old in Ghana. But no, we got to appease this stranger's aggression toward us. I don't know who you think you talking to. I'm a gangster. I'll find your IP address and kill you. Yeah, that's a major for us. Appeasing the opinion of strangers while we neglect spending time with the people that actually love us. We ignore the compliments and celebration of those who have our best interests at heart. Doesn't matter that 30 people who love you said to you, man, you're amazing. One person said, I don't like your outfit. So now we make this minor into a major. And we dismiss these people who are major and treat them as though they are minor. Hey, Dad, I apologize for not listening to you when I was around 10 or 11 years old when you made that statement. I just figured you were just talking. But over time, Pop, it clicked. It clicked that I was giving way too much energy to insignificant areas and not enough serious attention to what really matters. When you're young, you eat McDonald's every day, Wendy's every day. You eat Taco Bell. Where was I mentally? Where was I at emotionally that Taco Bell was acceptable? Some of y'all eat Taco Bell still. I was a gordita champion. And my intestines are yet recovering from what I ate 20 years ago. And you hear your mother say, you need to eat your vegetables.
I don't like vegetables, Mom. I don't want to eat Brussels sprouts and broccoli. Yeah, I don't want them.
But now I'm going to eat these hot Cheetos and gorditas. I'm going to eat McChicken sandwiches and chicken fajitas from McDonald's. Not from Taco Bell. I used to get a chicken fajita every time I ordered from McDonald's. I just need you to think about how crazy that is. Got to get a large Coke float. After that, a couple of apple pies. No clue that I am destroying my lungs, my kidneys, my intestines, my gallbladder, my esophagus. Everything is just dying at the hands of Grimace, Ronald McDonald, and the Hamburglar. Mayor McCheese was killing me. But Mom is like, no, you need to eat more grilled food, son. You need to eat more baked food, less fried food. I don't like it because I place an emphasis on my taste buds. And I tell people this all the time, especially in the African American community. Flavor has become our greatest enemy. Flavor is the enemy in most of our lives because we care more about how it tastes than what it does. I care about flavor instead of understanding that the major is my health and I made that a minor. I eat some broccoli with some cheese on it every once in a while. So I'm going to take this broccoli that's supposedly healthy, but I'm going to baptize it in melted cheese and completely kill whatever hope of nutrition I could have gotten out of this delicious meal. I'll eat a salad, and in that salad, I'll have ham, I'll have sausage, I'll have bacon, I'll have fried chicken, ranch. I'll put everything on it possible to make it less healthy, but more tasteful. We don't really focus on the things that matter. I watch guys place their personal priorities in front of their families. And then they lose their family, and the first thing they want to do is run in my office. Pastor YPJ, you got to help me, man. My woman is leaving me. She's leaving me, Pastor YPJ. Please, sir. Please, sir. Help me, sir. You turn into a runaway slave. Help me, master. Please. I don't know if I can help you now, Jethro. And that is because when your wife was saying she wanted to spend time with you, you felt like she was crowding you. When your kids were saying, Dad, we just want to spend time with you. I'll put a roof over your head. I'll put clothes on your back and a meal on the table. Yes, you're a provider, but you also need to be present. Sometimes they just want to be around you, but you treated a major like a minor, hanging out with your boys. Yeah, we gonna shoot pool tonight. Well, now you can shoot all the pool you want because you live by yourself. You waiting for me to say something, bro? No, I just want you to think about what I said because you're throwing away what's important for the inability to realize you need to redirect your focus and reprioritize so that you don't lose what really matters. As a pastor, when I first began in ministry, like most young pastors, I would compare myself to the mega ministries I was observing on television and think to myself, I have to mimic everything that they're doing if I'm going to have that measure of success, because that is what success is. You have to have all of the latest technology. You've got to have thousands of people coming. We need to have multiple services. I've got to make sure that I'm not just wearing a suit. It needs to be embroidered. I've got to wear the latest cufflinks. I thought that this was the way you had to do it. And I began to put a major toward minor things like what I wear. A major toward minor things like making sure that the lighting was a certain way. And I'm not saying that those things don't have their place, but they're not more important than the actual message I'm relaying to God's sheep. When Jesus spoke to Peter, he didn't say to Peter, hey, Peter, do you love me? Yes, Lord. All right, go get an LED wall. Hey, Peter, do you love me? Yes, Lord. All right, I need you to have smoke and mist so that people will believe the Holy Spirit is in the room. Peter, do you love me? Yes, Lord. I need you to have on the latest Gucci attire. He said, if you love me, feed my sheep. Make the message the priority. That's the major. So consequently, because we've put so much emphasis on the presentation, we are not now inviting his presence. And I had to learn, it's cool to have a dope presentation because man looks on the outside. Sure, get an LED wall. We got one. Get some good lighting. We got some and we're working on it still. Make sure the camera angles are nice and the audio sounds great. Make sure the air condition is just right or the heat is just right. Make sure the building is fresh and clean. All of that is good. Just make sure the message is the most important aspect of the service. Because if people are not coming into a close proximity with a word that can transform their life emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and physically, then you missed it. Because you've been called to create kingdom citizens. They need a worship experience where they now feel the true presence of God. They're in an atmosphere where there's healing, deliverance, there's joy, there's peace. That's the major. That's the major. Do not make a minor out of that major. Oh, we got to make sure we get these people out of here on time because they got things to do. Well, you shouldn't have came. Not to say we should hold anybody hostage, but the fact that I have to maneuver this service to appease your timeline because you want to get home to watch a game that your team is going to lose anyway, I'm not going to be able to do that. We've got to make his presence the priority and everything else will fall into place. Again, we should be time conscious. Absolutely. If nothing is happening, let people go home. But if there's a move of God that's major, don't make it minor. In your relationship with the person that you love, you have to really consider what are the major points and what are the minor points. I've literally seen couples throw marriages away over minor things. He just won't pick his socks up. I want a woman that know how to cook, and Pastor, she burns toast. Well, she couldn't cook when you met her, but you was so bound by your sex that good sex made you lose all good sense. You wasn't complaining back then. Oh, I don't need her to cook. She cooking them sheets, baby. We can go out every night. Then you got married and now you're like, I want pancakes. Well, you better go get you some Hungry Jack and follow the instructions. You're going to throw away your relationship because of her inability to cook when we've got YouTube now and y'all can learn how to cook together? They got TikTok videos that'll show you how to make a meal. He got them socks all over the floor. Pick them up. Let me get this straight. You got a good man and you're ready to throw him to the wolves because his socks are on the floor. He'll catch on over time. But nagging makes the ears numb. And fussing doesn't fix anything. You are making a major out of a minor. But the relationship itself actually has so many more beneficial aspects. There's so much more that's advantageous and profitable for you, and you're ignoring that. He pays all the bills. He's kind to you. He's never raised his voice. He wouldn't dare hit you. He's taken on your children, added his children. You guys have a functioning blended family, and all is well. Those are the majors, and you passively just dismiss that because he got them Nike socks on the floor. Shame on you. Shame on you. She's kind to you. She's loving to you. She's beautiful. You love looking at her, but she can't cook like my mama. Well, ask your mama to make you some food to go. But you're going to let that woman go over that? And the sad part about it is when people do those things, they usually let go of the person that was actually good over something very minor. That person goes to another person that appreciates them, and then they learn how to do the very thing that the other person said they couldn't do because they would have caught on over time. I know couples who, when they got married, the woman couldn't cook at all. Now she's an incredible cook. I know couples that when they got married, the man was completely financially irresponsible, but he learned over time how to manage the money, and now they are far ahead financially. He's a different person. Some things take time. If a person is teachable and willing to learn, then you have to be patient and allow them to go through the process of education until it manifests in a way that you see the benefit of being with them. Some people are impatient because we live in the world of comparison where we want everything that we see on social media. And I've told y'all this on numerous occasions. A lot of that stuff that you see is not real. There are those that have mastered presentation to the degree that they have you believing that their life is absolutely perfect. And on the other side of that camera, they're miserable. And in comparison, you're trying to be like something that doesn't even exist because you make minors into majors, majors into minors. How many times have we wasted life focusing on something that's completely irrelevant and denying what really needs our attention? I said it earlier, due to my poor eating habits, I trained my diet to enjoy that which is harmful for my body. I absolutely loved the food that was the most harmful to me. So now my physical body doesn't respond to that food the same, but my taste buds still crave it. So if I eat certain foods that I ate as a young man that didn't do anything to me, now when I eat them, there's an immediate shock to my organs. As a matter of fact, one of my members said, Pastor, you really shouldn't unwrap your food. Just take it and throw it in the toilet because it's only going to be a matter of time before it's in there anyway. Too much information? Just the truth. My body ain't having it. No matter how much I still crave it, no matter how much I still want it, no matter how enjoyable it is to the initial entrance to me through the taste buds, that thing is going to wear me out at some point. So I had to make a decision. Am I going to continue to eat this, or am I going to change my diet for my well-being? Am I going to make the major my health or the major my taste and desire? You know what? I want to live. So let's go ahead and make a major out of my health and a minor out of my wants. And most people are not going to do that. They're going to bypass what's happening. Your body's talking to you every time that you eat those hush puppies. Every time that you eat that, love that chicken, that pop. Every time you eat that, your body's, I'm a size. The devil is a liar. No, the devil isn't a liar. The chicken is a fryer. It is wearing, it is wearing you out. But you refuse to accept that this is major. I need to focus on it. And sadly, many people will not make it a major until it's too late. It isn't until they get a diagnosis that's irreversible that they want to make it a major. It isn't until the husband says, I'm leaving, Now she wants to make it a major. It isn't until their children are in great trouble that they want to make parenting a major. If you knew how many times I've had to deal with parents that come running to me after I've observed their neglect toward their children, after I've observed their behavior toward their sons and daughters, after I have seen them put their children fifth and sixth, not even second. And now that that child is in trouble, now that that child is going to jail, now that that child is in a situation that they can't be, oh, Pastor, you got to fix it. What do you want me to do? You want me to go back in time and tell him not to rob the bank? He was trying to get your attention. But, you was on a date. I don't understand why my son ended up like this. Because you neglected him. He's angry. The Bible says, fathers, provoke not your children to anger. One of the greatest ways to provoke your child to anger is neglect. Because we didn't want to make a major out of something that was important. We treated that like it was minor. My dad said to me, son, don't make a major out of a minor and a minor out of a major. And as a young man, I just didn't get it. But I get it now, Dad. Shoes and food.